Hi, my name is Danielle D. Smith. I love what I do.
I am an award-winning author and filmmaker, writing coach, instructor, founder of the movement Don't Be Quiet, as well as an advocate.
She's got the answers.
I understand. You are not alone.
Grab your pen and paper, because we're about to drop some gems. It's Amazing with Danielle D. Smith.
Hello, thank you for joining Amazing with Danielle D. Smith. I am your girl, Danielle D. Smith, and I'm super duper excited today because I have an amazing guest with me today. I know I say that all the time, but guess what? She's just amazing, and that's the only way I can describe her. So I'm excited today because I have a great friend with me on today. And I'm biased to all of my guests that I've had because they're all my friends and associates. But today, this is a sweetheart that I have on with me, and I'm super duper excited that she chose to be on with me today. Because listen, she is going to give you some great knowledge. How do I know? Because I've had conversations with her. We've done some business together, and she's just knowledgeable. She's simply amazing, and I'm excited that she's going to share with you guys today something that's so important. So what are we talking about today? Employment. Listen, it's so important to have great employment, but not only that, we're going to talk about how do you get the right employment that is for you. And outside of that, how can you then take the skills that you've learned through employment and turn it into a business? Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Today I have with me Tish Pope. She's amazing, as I stated before. And Tish, tell us a little bit about what you do. You do so much. Listen, she has a wealth of knowledge. So every time we give her information on how to contact her, I need you guys to write it down because you want to get connected with her. You want to reach out to her. Trust me, she has so much knowledge. So Tish, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hi, everyone. As she stated, I am Tish Pope. I'm a workforce development professional, and I also help people with their resumes, cover letters, and LinkedIn optimization. Nice. I am here today to help you out with understanding the importance of employment, resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn profile, and also how I took that skill and turned it into a business.
Wow. So we're going to get started. Those that know me know that I have a background in HR. I've done recruiting for 12, 13 years, something like that. And I love recruiting. I love telling people how to get a job. I love helping people get a job. I love helping people to keep a job. And then also, if they don't keep the job, how to get another job. So I love recruiting. I truly, truly do. I love the hiring and the firing. Listen, I love both sides of it. Yes, I do. But today, as I stated, Tish and I met talking about employment, but we initially met talking about business. So that's why I wanted her to come on and talk about both sides of it, because she took a skill that she learned while being employed and turned that into a business. So Tish, tell me a little bit about that. What job were you doing and then turned it into a business? That's crazy to me, but important to know. Goodness, tell me, how'd you do that?
So long story short, I graduated in 2019 with a master's degree in workforce development and education. During the last semester or two of my graduate experience, I started working for a local job training services company. And during my time there, I was coached on how to properly create resumes and also how to help people find employment. Prior to that experience, I've helped people with resumes because it's just been something I thought my friends and family would value, and I wanted to help. So it started prior to that, probably back in the early 2000s. But I didn't really pursue it professionally until recently in 2019.
And that's so important to say because a lot of times we don't even realize what we're doing. You know, we're helping friends and family, and, you know, the the cousin's friend and all this
Mhm.
kind of stuff. We're helping these
Mhm.
people with these skills and not realizing we can monetize it. Okay, let's
Mhm.
just be real.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I love how you said that, like you were doing this for years, went to a
Mhm.
job that really cultivated that
Mhm.
knowledge and told you and said, okay, let's really kind of hone in on this. And
Mhm.
now you are running a business doing this particular skill. I
Exactly.
love that you're helping people get their resumes together. Why is it so important to have a great resume? I mean, why can't I just look at a template, right?
Mhm.
And just, Google, hey, resume for customer service professional, and use that. Many times in recruiting, I've actually seen that. I've seen a template resume that
Mhm.
they didn't really change a lot to.
Oh my.
They just changed their name, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. In the comments, you'll see in the top on the objective, it'll say, "I'm looking for job XYZ company," and I'm like, oh, they didn't
Oh
change it. They didn't change it.
no.
And then there'll be little things in the bottom where you like, they didn't change anything. So please,
Oh.
please, please, Tish, tell us how important it is to see a template resume, okay?
Mhm.
But how you have to make the changes to it to be you, to show you in the resume.
Well, first of all, it's very important that people do not use a template that is not ATS friendly. And what that stands for is applicant tracking system friendly. The
Yes.
reason why it's so important to make sure it is ATS friendly is because most of the times employers are going to put their resume through this system that's going to scan the resume really quickly and look for buzzwords or keywords that the employer is seeking in order to make a decision about whether or not that resume will move on to the next phase.
Mhm.
So, most of these templates, unfortunately, have a lot of text boxes and columns that the ATS system will not recognize. So we need to make sure that we're using an ATS friendly resume. And most of the times, the clients who have those type of resumes that come to me ask me to take it off, take
Mhm.
out the boxes, take out the columns, and take out some of these words because unfortunately, people think putting a whole bunch of words in a resume is going to increase the likelihood of that person being hired. Well, that may seem like something that's reasonable to think. But in actuality, there's a real person that's going to look at that resume and seeing all those words will become overwhelming, boring, and they're going to probably toss the resume to the side
Mhm.
because you didn't get straight to the point. You wasn't clear, you wasn't concise, it wasn't powerful, definitely wasn't quick to view. So you want to make sure that you are using a format that's ATS friendly, applicant tracking system friendly, and also easy on the eyes, meaning not a lot of words, get straight to the point, be very clear about what your intentions are. And every resume, of course, is not the same, right?
Mhm.
Because you got to make sure you're tailoring the resume to the specific job that you are applying for. So, using templates, that's a system that's on a computer. Computers are not human beings. It can't read your mind. It doesn't know exactly what you're applying for. It's just creating a generic format for you that anybody can use.
Yes.
And that's not helpful when you're looking for a specific job in a certain industry.
Yes, very, very true. So I can speak to that side. That's the great thing about Tish and I. Tish has her side where she helps people put the resumes together, and then I
Mhm.
have my side of HR where I've seen the resumes, and I'm the person that would get the resume. And so everything that she's saying is so very true. So what happens when you upload your resume to a system is it's literally looking at those key words. And so
Mhm.
sometimes a system will reject your resume before the person can even get to it
Mhm.
because keywords are not produced in there. And so this system is telling the HR person, hey, this applicant has met 5 of your 8 qualifications.
Mhm.
And the system, you know as the person, that the HR person, I can put in the system, hey, if they only have two qualifications, I don't want to talk to them. Two out of eight,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk to somebody that has two qualifications out of eight. But if
Mm-hmm.
somebody has four, five, or six qualifications out of eight, I definitely want to talk to that person. So I
Mm-hmm.
can tailor make the system to kick out the person that only has two out of eight. So not all the time is the HR person seeing every single resume. Why? Because that system is kicking out that
Mm-hmm.
template resume. So what
Mm-hmm.
I definitely suggest is that you look at the template as a guide, and you have
Mm-hmm.
that template next to a blank, document, and you make it look like the template. Because yes, those boxes, those text boxes and all that, it will definitely kick out your resume as a negative thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then you will have the chance to even read what is on that resume and make some changes and make it tailor made to you. Now,
Mm-hmm.
everyone is not an expert at that. I will be honest and tell you, I cannot stand putting a resume together. I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
hate it. I can't express how much I do not like it. But I can look at them like this and tell
Mm-hmm.
you if the person is right for the job. Now,
Right.
I can do that. I always stay in my lane with my gifts. And my gift is not putting a resume together, but I can see if it's in the right vein, if you're doing the right thing, you're going the
Mm-hmm.
right way. So the
Mm-hmm.
great thing about Tish is that she loves putting resumes together.
Yes, I do.
So
I
please
do.
get with her. And I'm going to say that multiple times. Please get with her. She knows how to put the keywords on there so that it will get picked up by the employer. So, but number
Mhm.
one, that it'll get picked up by the system
System.
so that the employer can see your resume. People don't think it's important, but listen, it is very important because we're
Mm-hmm.
going into a world now where yes, it is computer generated a lot of times. That's why
Mm-hmm.
every single company that you go to, they're like, oh, apply online, because they
Mm-hmm.
don't have the time to look at every single resume. Last company
Mm-hmm.
I was with, shoot, we had to hire 100 people a month. So that means
Oh
I'm
my.
interviewing what, 300 people a month just to get down to 100. I don't
Wow.
have that time to
Yeah.
look at that many resumes. So I rely on the system to
Mm-hmm.
kick out resumes that meet the qualifications that I need. So
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? Get with Tish so that she can put keywords on your resume so you can bypass that system. That really is what
Yes.
we're saying today, because I
Yes.
want people to understand that it's not so much that you don't have the skills, you're just not putting those skills on your resume so that it can be picked up.
I want to chime in and say this. People have the skills, and sometimes what they don't have is the support and somebody telling them that you are wonderful. You
Yes.
know something that is very important, and you should leverage this. Why? An employer is not going to tell you that in the interview because if you knew your power, if you knew the skills and the value that you bring to them, you could ask for more money.
Yes.
You can leverage that and have better negotiation
Yes.
skills
Yes.
and
So very
and
true.
tactics. So you need to understand what your worth is. You need to understand your value. And the best way is to really know how to show it on your resume.
Yes.
So basically, I take your information, I create a story out of it, I summarize it in your career profile so that if an employer is looking at your resume prior to interviewing you, they can see at a glance really quickly at the top if you are qualified for the position, what exactly you're looking for, and some information about how you are qualified for that position, right? So, for an example, if you're saying that you want to apply for a job as a customer service representative, you need to say something in there about how you have achieved something, you know, uh, accomplished a certain percentage of calls per hour or achieve low escalated calls, or reduced escalated calls. You need to say something really quickly in that summary at the top to
Yeah.
say, okay, you're applying for customer service. This is why you will be qualified for a customer service position. and that will give them a quick overview of what they are expecting from you in that interview. And you do the rest, right? You come in prepared, you come in with confidence, you come in understanding your worth, you come in already read your resume. When you
Exactly. Listen, that's
refer to
important.
it, when you're answering the questions. So half of the battle is getting you there, right?
Right.
With the resume. The other half is your interview prepping skills and your ability to come across as a person who is qualified for the position.
Yeah. That's so very important, and exactly what you said. An employer is not going to tell you all the time, depending on who you have. I definitely know, in management, I always encouraged my team, but I didn't receive that all the time. As a
Mhm.
manager, still a manager wants to receive that as well.
Yeah.
I need encouragement as well to
Right,
manage these folk.
right.
And so that's very important, and a lot of times if you don't receive that, then you do have to do it yourself as well. Encourage yourself. Affirmations are so important to me,
Mhm.
because there are times that I've had to just encourage myself. It was just me and no one else on the outside doing it. So I definitely understand what you're saying. If you have an employer that is encouraging you, definitely listen, give them an
Mhm.
extra apple or something that week, because it's not the norm at all. It's
No.
not. But
Mm-mm.
what we're saying today, though, really what Tish is saying to you guys is just showing you how you can take a skill that you have and then turn it into success, right? And the way that you do that is, number one, being confident in your skills.
Mhm.
And when you have the conversation with her, because listen, I'm telling you guys, even if you have a job, or if you're looking to get another job, or if you're looking to maybe transfer careers or something, you
Mhm.
definitely need to get with her. Oh, well, my resume is fine, I've gotten this job. Well, but you want another job, right? So just spruce it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Definitely get with her. And even if it's not about employment, if you are looking to get into business and you're trying to figure out how to mesh the two or gel the two together, it's important to get with her for a cover letter, a resume. I've used her skills to do a speaker sheet for me, a bio sheet.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
very important when you're in business. So if you're looking to take your skills from employment to then business, self-employment, you know it's so important to have those skills listed and to have a bio and a speaker sheet. Those things are so, so, so important. And it's literally just having a conversation with her. I had a conversation with her, told her my skills and then my
Mhm.
future of what I wanted to do. And she
Mhm.
came with this
Mhm.
amazing sheet. And I was like, that's what I said to you? Because that's not my gift. Although I'm a writer, listen, I stay in my lane. I
And
write
there's
what I
different
know.
types of writers, right, Danielle? So
Exactly.
like some people are persuasive, creative. Some people are good at technical. I'm a technical writer. That's
Yes,
where my gift lies. I know
I'm
how
not.
to take I know how to just stick with the facts, be concise, be very clear. And other people have the ability to embellish and just make things very fancy and whimsical and it increase your imagination. I'm just like straight to the point.
Yeah. And that is
And
the
that's what
difference between,
employers love.
yeah. And I tell you, and that's so important. So I'm the piece that is embellished and whimsical and magical and all that. So my skill is telling you during the interview how to be that, but she's getting you through the door.
Yes. Because
Okay.
you're gonna have to cut all it out. Honestly, when it comes to
Exactly.
resumes, you cannot have all that fluff in there because what you're
Exactly.
doing is selling them a picture of you that may or may not be accurate.
Mhm.
So what you really need to highlight is what you have done, like your
Yes.
performance,
Yes.
your awards, your accomplishments.
Mhm.
Not saying I have superb customer service skills. Like, okay, how do you back that up? What information can you tell me about your customer service skills to prove that you have superb customer service skills? You got to actually say, well, I follow up with my customers. I am always able to give an accurate answer, or I de-escalate their calls, or I save my customers this amount of money or reduce this. Those are facts. And
Right.
that's what they want to see, not just your opinion of yourself, because that's not even supposed to be in your resume.
Mhm.
You're supposed to just state facts. So I'm very good with the stating the facts part and helping you create the value in stating the facts and quantifying information in your resume.
I love it. I love it. I can't say it enough, guys. You guys need to get with her. You need to get with her. Tish, tell us real quick, how does someone get in touch with you?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram at VO Resume Services. So if you go in there and type in VO Resume Services, you'll find me. Also, you can find me by my name, which is Tish, Tish, Pope, Pope, and
Awesome.
those two platforms.
Awesome. Awesome. So, yes, definitely get with her so you can spruce up your resume. And so now, Tish, tell me, you took the skill
Mm-hmm.
of you worked in customer service and
Mm-hmm.
now you are helping people. You're using your customer service skills and now you're helping people to get their life together.
Well, customer service started for me way back when I was a teenager. So that's when I was experiencing customer service. Most people start their career off in some type of customer service, right?
Mhm.
So mine was retail sales. And then fast forwarded to undergrad. I started my administrative support occupation. And also, I was a substitute teacher. So I was in education, getting a little glimpse at what my future could entail.
Yeah.
Then after that, graduate school included going back to school, getting a master's degree in education, specifically in workforce development. And then while I was in school, I stated that I was an employee of a local job training services company. And that's where I was able to do more resume writing, helping people with finding jobs, helping people with getting ready for jobs by getting them clothing, transportation training, things of that nature. And then I experienced the pandemic, like most of us, being in a situation where I needed more income. With that being said, I said, okay, what skills, knowledge, and experience do I have
Mhm.
that I can use to help make income? Because I need the skills. I have the skills, but I need to pay these bills, right?
Right. Listen, you better
So
rhyme.
I, I was like, and this is just my life story. One thing I realized in life is that as long as you understand what your skills are, what your knowledge base is, and what your experiences are, you can use that and maximize it so you can create income for yourself. Okay.
That's
So that's what
beautiful.
I've done over and over again in my life. Every
Mhm.
time, even in undergrad, when I needed to help pay for my tuition, I said, okay, I'm very intelligent in this area. How can I make that work for me? Scholarships. Bam. I was like,
Nice.
where's the money so I can get these scholarships? Got my grades together, got those scholarships, got that money, paid the bills.
Nice.
Same thing, graduate school. I stopped for a little bit. My assistantship was dried out. I had to even pay some of it back because I stopped in the middle of a semester. With that being said, I had to figure out immediately how to take care of my bills because I had a daughter to support.
Nice.
And that's when I started thinking, okay, I just had over 10 years of experience in administrative support. Why not use that? And
Yes.
that skill paid the bills. And now resume writing is a skill that I have from being an employment specialist, and I'm using that to pay the bills.
Nice.
So, hey,
Listen.
we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Exactly. I mean, this is like the perfect story, of so many people. And I just want you guys to understand that it's doable.
Mhm.
Taking your skill that you have, and you're working a 9 to 5, and I always say two jobs is for two people. Okay,
Okay.
and so it's like, well, you started a business with it, so that's really not two jobs. That's
Mhm.
working on a dream, that's working on something that is helping you down the line. It's a legacy that you can leave,
Mhm.
for your child, for your family. That's
Mhm.
totally different than going to another 9 to 5. Or what would
Right.
that be? So your first one is a 9 to 5, and then your second one is a 6 to 10 or a 6 to 11. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I've been there. I've worked two jobs before, And when I got into my mind, two jobs is for two people because you're tired and you're exhausted. But when you're going to a 9 to 5 and then you're coming home from 6 to 11, working on your own legacy, your own enterprise, your own
Mm-hmm.
empire to
Mm-hmm.
better your family, it's totally different. And so
Mm-hmm.
what you have to do is realize that my skill that I have can pay for my enterprise, can pay
Mm-hmm.
for, me to start a new business, can pay for, supplies I need for my business. But let's say for instance, you have a 9 to 5 and now you
Mm-hmm.
want to start doing a catering business, but you want to start making money now. Okay, what other
Mm-hmm.
skill do you have that can make money now to finance the catering business?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you have to get licensing, you have to get sanitized, all these things that
Mm-hmm.
you need to start cooking. Start small though. Get the
Mm-hmm.
basics that you need. Be legal. Please always
Mm-hmm.
be legal.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays they shutting, home catering businesses down like left and
Wow.
right. So
Wow.
it's like be legal, get to the place where you're legal and just start small, start making money, in a small way where you can look at it and be like, man, this is what I would have made 6 to 11
Mm-hmm.
at another job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Get to that place. And it's so easy to do by just looking at your skills that you have and saying, I want to start a business. Well, where do I begin? Begin.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. That's
Right.
really what it is. Well, where do I begin? Begin.
Well,
Start.
Danielle,
Start.
I can say this from personal experience. Don't quit your day job.
Don't,
Don't quit your day
please don't
job.
do that.
And the reason why is because most of us can't have, not can't, I shouldn't say the word can't. Most of us don't have the luxury of a silent investor, or we may not qualify for grants or a loan, credit score and all that stuff is important. So use your current job to help fund your vision, right?
Exactly.
Invest in yourself. And if that means you got to become bold and revamp your resume and ask for an increase or be promoted so that you can make more money so you can
Come on
fund that
now.
vision, do
Yes.
that. Do
But
that. That
how do
should be
you
enough.
do
That should
that,
be a
Tish?
motivator
Yes.
to help you get where you need to
Yes.
go.
And how do
Yeah.
you do that? You call Tish and have
You
her
got,
fix your resume.
you got this. Right.
Listen, I'm so serious because
Yeah,
what she's
because when I
saying is
became
true.
serious about my future and I had goals and I said, okay, I want to have life insurance. I want to have a family. I want to live in a house, not a condo or an apartment. I had to start thinking about, okay, where am I at right now? I want to keep it simple. I don't want to do too many jobs. I don't want to juggle too many occupations. Like you said, two jobs are for two people. So how can I use my current state? Okay, well, if it's not paying, you need to do what? Either exit and go somewhere else, ask for a promotion, ask for an increase, ask for something because you need to generate more income during your wake hours. You're not your 9 to 5
Yes,
and you have a job. Why reinvent the wheel? Just
exactly.
figure out how you can increase your income doing what you're currently doing. And it's not long term because you have a vision that's outside of that job. So work that job or get an increase or move on to another place and where you can make more money, put that extra money to the side, invest it in your business. And then when you get to a place where your business, your real business, what you really want to do, aka your side hustle, whatever that is that you're doing at the side, is going to fund what you want to do.
Yes, yes. And it's possible, guys. It's so possible. And as she stated, you definitely want to, spruce up your resume and you could talk to your current employer about a raise. A lot of times, employers, they're used to you doing everything because you're like, I just do everything for my job. And, they're not seeing it. Well, sometimes you just have to show them because they're so used to you doing that sometimes they don't really see it. Yes, you are that go-to person and they understand that and they can go to you all the time and they rely on you. But sometimes you just have to kind of put it back in their face a little bit respectfully and just say, hey, since I've been here, I've done da 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 da. I've done all these skills, and have to start that conversation of an increase. Because
Right.
definitely, if they've kept you there and they keep giving you things to do, they see your value. But sometimes they can be so boggled into the everyday thing, because they have quotas they have to meet. Managers have quotas that they need to meet as well. And sometimes you don't understand maybe the pressure that they have to keep the wheels to keep going. And so
Mhm.
they're really not seeing it. They rely on you because you do great work, but they're
Mhm.
not really thinking about that monetary side, unfortunately. But it's not because they don't respect you. It's a lot going on in the company, and they have quotas, like I said, to meet. And so it's just having a conversation. I've had, employees come to me like, and ask for an increase. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, it makes sense. One plus one equals two all day long, right? And so a
Mhm.
lot of times it's
Mhm.
just literally having that conversation with them and showing them, hey, I've been doing all of this since, 5, 6, 7 months ago. I would make it a little bit longer to make it at least a
Right.
year or something. But just depending, everyone is different. But yes, asking for that increase, and you kind of do want to push them with it. But Tish can talk to you about that, and guide
Mhm.
you and direct you in the way to go with that, because you want to be sensitive about it, but you want to push at the same time and let them understand your value and that you could go
Mhm.
somewhere else. But there's a way to do that where you're talking to them respectfully, opening their eyes to, hey, look at this great employee that you have. Please
Right.
don't lose me, because a lot of times it costs more to get someone else into that position, into your position. So they don't want
Mhm.
to lose you. You
Mhm.
are valuable. So understand that. Well, Tish, I
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on today. I'm
No problem.
definitely have to get you on again because, another thing that we definitely want to discuss, and we will do that in another show, you guys, is employment after incarceration. Listen, it's so
Mhm.
important. It's near and dear to my heart. Anybody that knows me and truly, truly knows me knows that I love talking about this and I love helping those that have been incarcerated, because
Mhm.
it's so many jobs out here that you can get, but not even jobs. Let's talk about businesses that you can get, that you can
Okay.
start, because definitely it's needed. There's so many business ideas that people have and they just don't understand how they can start it with little to no money. And
Right.
so, that's what we're going to talk about again. We don't have time today because I don't want to
Mhm.
prolong it. But listen, she gave so many great nuggets today. Please reach out to her. Tish, please tell us once again how to get in touch with you.
Well, I said two platforms earlier. I'm going to add a third. Okay. So Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, right? Why would I not be on LinkedIn? That's where all
Right.
the people are that's working.
Listen.
So we got to be available on LinkedIn. So at VO Resume Services. Okay, that would be the handle that you would use on Facebook and Instagram. And as far as LinkedIn, you can find me under Tish Pope, TISHPOPE.
Nice, nice. And she's saying VO services. V as in
Yes, and
Victor.
Victor.
O as
Mm-hmm.
in Oscar services. All right. So you
Mm-hmm.
guys
Resume service.
definitely get with her. Like I said, stated, even if you're already working a job, you need to spruce up your resume. Okay. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you, you need to do it. I'm not even asking you. I'm telling you, you need to do it. You always need to spruce
Okay.
it up. Every new job you get, spruce it up. Every new job skill you get. So if you move from one department to another department, but you're still in the same, job building, you definitely still need to spruce up your resume.
Even
So
if it's unofficial, right? So, like they
yes,
cross training you to do something that's not in your job description, that's very important because that's what
very
you can
important.
really use as leverage for that next job, right? And this is not only for adults 18 and up, we're talking about high school students too who need internships. All right.
Yes.
So, if you know if your child is going to need an internship and they need to show, some history or show something about their grades, being well rounded as a student or volunteer experience or things of that nature, or you just want to collect that information for their college admission process or for their future job,
Mhm.
please contact me because I work with youth as well as adults.
Beautiful. Yes, that's so important. In almost every school nowadays, the children have to do community service, to
Mm-hmm.
graduate. I know my daughter did, and so many are doing that now. And so, how do you use that on a resume? You know, for their college admittance as well as a job. So yes, that's so very important. I definitely had my daughter use it for her to get her jobs, and it definitely works because it's work that they're doing. Community services work. It's work.
It is.
Listen,
You
it
learn
really
a
is.
skill.
It
hmm
is. It is.
And you also are leaders too. Your
Mhm.
youth are out here in these debate teams. They're also cheerleaders, they're football players, they're athletes, and that takes leadership skills because you're a role model, right? People are
Exactly.
looking at you, they're expecting you to do well in class, right? Have good grades in order to be on the team. They're also looking for you to be someone who is well rounded. So, all of those things that your child is doing are important. Selling cookies, Girl Scouts, that's leadership roles, that's entrepreneurship skills, that's money management skills. There's so many things that you can glean from those experiences that would show proof that your children are developing into productive citizens and they are leaders.
Yeah.
So we want to highlight those gifts and talents and those abilities in their resume.
Yep. So very true. So very true. Well, thank you so much, Tish, for coming on with me today. I know that someone has learned something. You guys know I don't like to say, I hope you learned something because guess what? I know you did. And I always tell you guys to have your pen and paper ready when you are watching the show because you will get some nuggets. I know you
Yes, you
are.
are.
Yes,
Yes, you
you
are.
are. So
And
thank
thank you,
you
Danielle,
so
for the
much.
opportunity as well to be here
Yes.
today. I appreciate this opportunity. You're doing an awesome job. This is a great platform, and I keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Tish. I definitely appreciate that. Guys, I did not pay her to say that. Okay, that was not a paid advertisement.
Sure wasn't all
It was
free.
not.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Tish, for joining us today. I thank you guys for listening in. Definitely reach out to her for all of your needs. And if you know someone that needs her services, definitely reach out and share that information, share this podcast, and they will be able to get with her and get amazing service. I
Yes.
definitely stamp that. You will get amazing customer service. So thank you so much for listening to Amazing with Danielle D. Smith, and we will see you soon. Peace.
Hi, my name is Danielle D. Smith. I love what I do.
I am an award-winning author and filmmaker, writing coach, instructor, founder of the movement Don't Be Quiet, as well as an advocate.
She's got the answers.
I understand. You are not alone.
Grab your pen and paper, because we're about to drop some gems. It's Amazing with Danielle D. Smith.